Imagine a potential customer looks up best CRM for a growing sales team, but instead of asking their question in Google, they use ChatGPT. Within a few seconds, it sends back a short list of 6 tools. In your product, it doesn't make the cut. Yikes. This is not a hypothetical situation. B2B decision makers are using AI search every day to speed up their research process and find out which tools are the best fit for their needs. Half of software buyers now start their research process in AI search tools. For the companies not showing up, it means lost revenue and a potential scramble to claw back visibility. So if your SaaS brand isn't showing up in those AI answers, you are literally losing deals before the conversation even starts. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how AI visibility works for SaaS companies, what helps brands dominate, and actionable steps you can take to get your product recommended. The first thing you need to understand is that there isn't just one way your brand can show up in AI search responses. There are actually 3. We have brand mentions, citations, and product recommendations. And the difference matters. A brand mention is when AI responses include your brand's name in an answer. Sounds great, right? But here's the thing. It's not always going to be an endorsement. Mentions can simply be that the AI search tool acknowledges your brand exists in a category. So I decided to test this theory via Claude. I asked, how can remote teams stay aligned on projects? The answer came back with tips and mentioned a few tools. But the AI was just mentioning these tools as examples, not recommendations. Citations are when the AI answers use your content as a source. These link directly to you or pull from your site. It's a signal that the AI search tool trusts what you're publishing. Later on, we'll talk about how to establish that trust. So stick around. These might look different depending on the tool you're looking at. In Google's AI mode, these citations show up as clickable links on the right-hand side. If you're using ChatGPT, they're small, footnote-style references. So you want more citations, right? Well, there's a catch. It's called the Zapier Paradox. According to SEMrush's AI Visibility Index, Zapier is the single most cited domain in the entire software category in Google's AI mode. It shows up in 21% of analyzed prompts. This means it sends massive trust signals, right? Well, maybe, but not for what you might expect. Zapier gets cited for a range of prompts, from requests for the top companies offering remote jobs to the best AI tools. Sure, it also gets cited for prompts related to what Zapier offers, like app integration questions. But even with all of these citations, Zapier ranks 44th for brand mentions. 44th! What does all of this tell us? AI search tools can and will use your content to answer questions, but it doesn't mean your brand gets mentioned as a solution to user problems. Citations alone don't get you on the shortlist. They matter, but they're not the ultimate goal. The next type is what we really want. This one moves the needle. Product recommendations are when AI search goes from, here are some options, to, here's what you should choose based on what you've told me. This is when you're getting tailored recommendations. Let's consider what this means. The buyer isn't going through a lengthy and demanding research process anymore. AI search is doing the heavy lifting. If you're not in that list of recommendations, you're likely not even considered. So, how do you get recommended? You'll need 2 key elements working together: positive sentiment around your brand and enough verified, consistent facts for AI search tools to feel confident that you're the solution to the user's problem. Let's uncover what this looks like. When an AI model goes to answer a user's question about the best CRM tool, it's essentially doing a rapid fact check across everything it knows. It's comparing what brands say about themselves on their site, in help docs, and on the pricing page. It'll also look for off-page signals to understand what the rest of the internet is saying. And when those stories match up, you've got the 2 driving forces of AI visibility: consensus and consistency. Here's what I mean. Consensus happens when many credible sites are describing the experience of using your product in the same way. This includes review sites like G2, industry blogs, Reddit threads, LinkedIn posts, and other media that you earn but don't own. When all of these tell the same story, AI search tools pick up on that alignment and feel confident including you in their answers. ClickUp is a great example of this. It shows up constantly in AI answers about project management automated by AI. When you look at why, the answer is clear. Everywhere you find ClickUp, the same core description shows up. Their website, G2, Reddit, all use the same language, positioning, and strengths. That's not an accident. That's consensus. And this is exactly why AI search tools keep recommending them. Now, let's chat about consistency. Consistency is about the details matching across the web. These are the specific facts that include pricing, features, plan names, and everything else potential customers care about. Imagine your pricing page says your standard plan includes unlimited reports. Fabulous news for the user, right? Then your outdated Help Center article says standard plans get 50 reports per month. Finally, recent reviews have people complaining about hitting report limits after a week. These inconsistencies are stacking up. Now you've got 3 conflicting versions of the same offering. In these situations, AI search tools won't know which one to trust. It either picks the wrong one, or it simply avoids the topic entirely. Neither of those options helps you win. This is why data hygiene matters so much in AI search. The key facts about your product need to be consistent everywhere they appear. A unified story and sentiment around your brand, on page and off, are what help you win in AI search. Okay, now that we know what AI visibility looks like and how AI decides who to surface, next, I'll walk through what content types you need to prioritize to get that visibility and build the consensus and consistency we just talked about. G2 is the 4th most cited source for ChatGPT in the tech and software category. It places 6 for Google's AI mode. These aren't simply buyer research hubs anymore. They are a key part of AI's verification layer. When AI wants to know what your product does, how reliable it is, and whether users have a positive experience, it goes to G2 or Trust Radius. That's where it separates your marketing claims from real user experience. Here's the thing though, if you're not actively managing your presence here, which includes getting reviews, responding to them, keeping your profile complete and accurate, you're leaving important trust signals on the table. User-generated content skyrocketed in importance almost overnight due to AI search. But why? Because AI is frequently citing Reddit threads, Quora answers, product community forums, industry forums, and the list goes on. Here's a real-world example. You ask ChatGPT, why do people switch from ActiveCampaign to Klaviyo? In addition to competitor comparison articles, ChatGPT was citing Reddit threads. The LLM is literally reviewing and summarizing community conversations and presenting them as its source of truth. However, remember this, you can't just go and spam Reddit with promotional content to boost your brand's visibility. That'll actually get your account banned or reported. And Redditors don't like overly promotional content anyway. The goal is to be truly present in the conversations where your product comes up. You should answer questions honestly, engage in comparison threads, and be genuinely helpful. Those public, unscripted moments become part of how AI understands your brand. Now, this next content type is a great shortcut to visibility. When a reputable site publishes the 10 best email marketing tools for e-commerce, AI search tools can use it like a pre-sorted category map. It'll observe the key players, how they're different, and who consistently keeps showing up. And here's a pro tip. Don't just try to get featured in other people's roundups. Write your own competitive comparison articles too. For example, OmniSend has a blog post comparing OmniSend versus MailChimp. This is a bottom of the funnel piece, placing their own product against a competitor. If you were to ask Claude which one is better for e-commerce, it might cite OmniSend's blog because genuinely helpful comparison listicle content can shape AI's narrative and recommendations. This one is huge for SaaS brands. AI uses product documentation to understand what a product actually does. This ranges from feature breakdowns to use cases to who it's for. Here's an example. I asked Google's AI mode, is SEMrush good for enterprise? And it pulled from 4 SEMrush-owned pages. This included the enterprise landing page, a press release, a blog post about enterprise SEO, and a case study. Together, those owned content pieces gave the model enough context to answer the question confidently. Your docs, feature pages, and case studies are not just for users who are already customers. These are feeding AI's understanding of your product. A quick content formatting pro tip: structure your pages with clear headings that signal hierarchy, use tables and Q&A blocks where you can, and write in plain, conversational language. You want to make it as easy as possible for AI models to extract key facts cleanly. If the information is vague, AI will probably look elsewhere. Plus, this is also just good for user experience too. Now, for the last content type. Don't sleep on this one. YouTube is the 10th most cited source in Google's AI mode for SaaS prompts, meaning AI is learning from video content too. This includes tutorials, reviews, and walkthroughs. So if your product is showing up in YouTube reviews and comparison videos, that's going to be another signal feeding into how AI describes your product. YouTube visibility is important both in terms of getting your product featured by other creators, as well as building out your own channel to control the narrative long term. All right, let's tie it all together. The brands winning AI recommendations aren't doing anything magical. They're building consensus so their story is told consistently across review sites, communities, listicles, and their own content. They're maintaining consistency and making sure every fact about their product matches everywhere it appears. The good news? All of your next steps are very actionable. Start by auditing your review platform profiles. Look at where your product shows up and where it doesn't in community conversations. Check whether your documentation is structured clearly enough for AI crawlers to extract from it. If you want to see exactly where you stand right now, run your domain through SEMrush's AI Visibility Checker. I'll drop a link in the description. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe. We've got a lot more to share on AI search, SaaS SEO, and staying ahead of where the industry is moving. Drop a comment below if you have questions or want us to cover a specific part of this in more depth. See you in the next one.